Hello, as you come back and watch this video, or if you come in during the video, then welcome. Hello, hello, hello. I am Tanya Lofty, and I just want to reintroduce this channel, which is called Enrichment on the Go. And this channel was made for parents and to bring resources to you all so that you all can be better parents, right? Parenting doesn't come with the manual. And so we just want to ensure that you have what you need. And I've been in this field, the profession of early childhood development, for 18 years. Okay. And so we want to bring you tools and tips as a parent. I too am a parent, and my two sons, they're older now, they're young adults, but I wanted to give you all some information and share some information with you about screen time. Okay. This is something through my tenure as a child care professional that I've seen transpire with parents and with children. And as time goes on, and of course, we live in a social media age. Okay. And so I really want to talk to you all from the developmental side of what is going on with when you have too much screen time, okay, with your children. Okay, I put two links in here. One is from Harvard, and then another one showing you what the statistics say about your child's brain development when there's too much screen time. All right, and so when you have too much screen time, it does something to your child's brain. Okay, so it can harm their sleep, their social skills, okay, through these commercials that they see on the screen. It's showing them it's the food advertisements, okay. You want to make sure that these things are not a hindrance to your child. Um, according to let's see, the American Academy of Pediatrics, okay, your child 18 months and under, they should not even have screen time. And when we say screen time, that includes the iPad, the phone, all right, it includes television, the devices. But I really want to talk from iPads and cell phones, okay? Those things right up close on their eyes, and it does something for their brain, to their brain development. And if you are going to have the iPad around your child, your infant, the screen should not be turned to them. Okay. The screen should be away from their faces, not up close and personal, not here, not right here in their face. Okay. If I know parents, you need something to engage your children at times, but I want to give you tools and tips and the right way to use the device. Okay. So one great way to use that is just play music. Play the songs. They don't have to see Gracie's Corner. They don't have to see Coco Melon. They don't have to see what's going on actually on the screen. They can listen to the music, right? They can listen to the songs. It's going to help with their language development, their growth and fine motor skills. They're going to start moving, that rhythm and movement. And so these are ways to incorporate in a safe manner screen time. Okay, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to watch the screen. Okay, you want to engage the child. Children learn through uh, exploration, and what you want to do is create an environment where they can do just that. You don't want them glued to the watching the screen, right? Because they're not, they may move, or but they don't understand all of it. And so you want to give them music. Another great thing for infants is classical music, right? It helps with brain development. All right. And so these are things that you can do to help with your child's brain development. And so I wanted to come and talk about how much screen time is too much. And oftentimes we're giving our children too much screen time instead of giving them other objects like manipulatives or blocks or toys. We're replacing that with devices, and it is not okay. It is detrimental. Okay. They don't have to look at the iPad. They can hear the music and be okay. holding the iPad, getting them used to a screen is not good. And I know this is the start of the school year for most. And so this is even more the reason why I wanted to kind of touch on this, because when they come home, I understand parents, you're tired, you're trying to transition, everyone's trying to transition. But the best way to transition hey, okay, 20 minutes, you're gonna have a snack, and then you can play with some manipulatives, but don't just give them a device right away. Okay. And so I wanted to share this because you need to understand what is the ramifications, because now that's all they're going to be used to, is having a device in their hands. All right. And that's the way to keep them quiet. And when it's actually not, because they don't know how to follow directions, or they're getting everything from the screen and nothing from you. So there's no social engagement because you've turned on the device, right? I don't need to do anything because the device is doing everything. And so now you have this breakdown in communication, and the parents don't have to do anything, but the communication skills and the language skills and the social emotional skills, there's a disconnect because of that, right? If you want to let them listen to a book, it can be an audio book. All right. There are great educational tools out there, and I know there are apps on the phone, but that does not equate to learning. Okay. It does not equate to learning. Okay. Because when they're just swiping like this all the time, there's no fine motor skills being developed because they're just swiping. All right. There's no fine motor means this. When your child needs to write, they're not going to be able to write because they're swiping. All they're doing is swiping, right? And so there's no fine motor skills. There's no cognitive development going on, right? Because there's nothing to push a button and get to something. All right. And so you want to make sure that you are using screen time appropriately when you're going to incorporate it with your child. All right. And so again, when you're using the iPad, it needs to be away from them. They don't need to see the iPad. All right. And I understand incorporating technology. Technology is a part of our lives, but I want to give you a healthy perspective so that your child, it doesn't help with their creativity, the ingenuity. Okay. And so now we just have kind of where children don't know what to do, right? They're going to mimic everything they see on the screen. Right. So, and then unfortunately, if a video pops up, or even if you have parental controls, it still doesn't mean that there's not some commercial that you just may not want your child to see. But not only that, it's just not good for the brain development. And that's why I put the 2 articles in here for you all to review so that you can get a better understanding. Under 18 months, they should not have screen time. All right. And I know you think they should, but no, developmentally, they should not. All right. This is something that we've implemented through the years in our program, in my program rather. And, we turn on the songs, but they don't get to watch the video. They have to use their imagination, right? They have to, sing the song. They memorize the song. They're able to dance and play and interact with other children their age. When they are looking at a screen, they're not interacting with anyone. All right. And so that's another thing with the social media. All right. So outside of video chat, one of these articles is suggesting outside of video chat with maybe a grandparent or something of that nature, they shouldn't, under 18 months, they should not even have screen time. And I understand why they're saying with the video chat. And let me explain that, because you get to see faces, you get to see expressions, right? You get to see all of that. You get to see the mouth moving. You see engagement. It's like it's one-on-one almost. And so there's an engagement that's happening where you're, hi, how are you, to the baby? Hi, mommy loves you, or grandma loves you, right? Those type of things. And so you're having an interaction with the child. All right. And so that is a great tool. That is great for that piece, but not for videos, not just to sit and watch a video. And so I wanted to encourage you all as parents. I understand we're busy. I understand we have a lot going on, but there are other ways that you can engage your child. There are other ways. If you put on the Coco Melon song where they're singing Wheels on the Bus, have a school bus in right there. That way they can engage with the school bus and they can get an idea and understanding, oh, this is Wheels on the Bus. Now, that doesn't mean that you just let them sit there and listen to the song and have the toy. No, you have to be engaged as a parent. Wheels on the Bus, and show them the wheels. Look at the door, open the door, sing the song with them. This is the engagement that is needed. All right. And so you need to have that time with them, but the screen time can't be overwhelming. The screen time should not over extend the social engagement and the interactions of human touch and time. All right. And so I understand parents, but at the same time, you want to make sure and ensure that there's not too much screen time. If you have a child who's between 3 and 4, or maybe 2 and 4, and you want them to listen, audiobooks are also great. Audiobooks open gives your child the opportunity for creative thinking, right? They hear the story, they hear the laughing, they hear the dun, 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 the suspense in the story. They hear the suspense in the song. So it is helping them to develop their emotions and to understand that you're going to have different feelings and different emotions at different times, right? And with that, they get to hear it. They get to hear the expression of what is being said. And so these are things that you can do as a parent to ensure that you're doing that. I used to love doing that with my children, interacting and playing out roles that we may hear in a song or a story. And these are ways to engage your children. These are the memories that they will have and they will hold on to, and that will help them when they come to situations, but not actually watching the screen. Okay. And so I wanted to share that with you. It doesn't mean that we don't have videos or that you don't watch them, but you have to monitor time frames and things of that nature. But especially with the songs and things, the screen should not be up on an infant's eyes. It does not help neurologically. It is not good for your child's brain. All right. And so the child's brain, think about infants, their brain is still developing. They don't understand. They don't even see color to that degree. And now we're putting all of this, and some of it can be overstimulating. Actually, a lot of it is very overstimulating to an infant and a young child and a toddler. And now they're busier than their toddlers are going to be busy. They're going to move and they're going to explore. That is different than not being able to go from, go from activity to activity, or kind of move without not knowing how to bring in those emotions or work through them. Okay. And so I just wanted to share that because I know the school is starting, and I wanted to give you all of the information and some tips, quick tips, parents, on what you can do. But please note that to read through the article, or both, so that you can really get an understanding of what's going on with your child's brain development. This is not something that's new. And a lot of times what is transpiring is because of all of that that's been taken in. They don't know how to socialize. So by the time your child goes off to school, they don't understand it. They don't know how to engage with another child because all they know is the screen. And we have to make sure that we are able to help our children navigate with their behavior and give them what they need to be able to explore. Give them that safe space to explore and to be creative in the space. All right. To be creative in the space is not watching something all the time. And so that's what I wanted to share with you about how much screen time is too much. All right. I believe, as I mentioned, and the 18 months, there should be no screen time. And then when they're 2, 3, it should be limited to about, I think, less than 2 hours a week. So you want to make sure that you're not just putting them in front of the screen. Okay. It is not good for their development. And I understand, because we as adults are on them all the time, between the computer and the phone and the iPad and, all of these electronics. But we have to ensure that we are making a safe space for our children to be just that, to be children, to be able to be nurtured and be able to explore in a healthy manner that is going to be great for their brain development and all of the domains of their development as they are progressing and meeting different milestones. Okay. And so this is very important because, again, a lot of times we put these devices in front of our children or allow them to just hold them, play with them, because we think that, okay, we're going to, this will keep them quiet. This will get their attention. But the light, sometimes children, especially if your child has any type, too much screen time can actually cause delays, developmental delays, all right, with language and literacy. And so you really want to make sure that which you think is for a moment is not going to be something that turns into where they need an IEP. I'm not knocking an IEP, but if it's not needed, if there's a delay and it could have been prevented, right? That's why we always want to catch delays as educators early so that we can work and implement new things to make sure that the delay doesn't go further if possible. Okay, so I wanted to share this with you because it is vitally important that we monitor screen time. If your child is already stuck and glued to the screen and you've gotten them their little devices, you know, you're going to have to put some monitoring times on them. You're going to have to reel that back some and give them creative ways to do things. You know, there's still nothing wrong with a paper and crayon or, you know, or paint or Play-Doh. These things are meant to help bring about creativity, right? And so we want to make sure that we're doing that. Give them things of that nature, all right, that are going to help them be creative in their thinking and give them the tools they need to explore their environment, all right? And so they don't always need music on. They don't always need the screen. They need interactions and they need a place to explore. All right. So I hope this tip helps you, parents. Listen, you can drop in comments if there's other subjects that you would like for me to talk about. I will be checking this more, and and this is how I'll be engaging with the parents from now on through Enrichment on the Go. This YouTube channel was made exclusively for that. All right. To give you as parents tips and tools and resources to provide safe content for your children and to just help you raise healthy and whole children. All right. Thank you.